All right, let's do this. Last critter cruise of 2022. Wow, what a year. Sherry's like, what do you want to do? I was like, oh, because usually we just go to bed early. Because I'm just working. And I was like, no, because we figured out that she gets stressed out about, it's not dinner necessarily, it's the dishes. And she's got some unresolved issues about doing dishes when she lived with her dad, because her dad was real, what's the word? Not misogynistic. I mean, there was misogynistic jokes, right? Because, you know, she would say things like, you know, hey, why don't we put them in the dishwasher? And he's like, why? Because I got 3 of them. He's got 3 daughters. So just things like that. Oh, look, we got one. So, but anyways, so I was like, let's celebrate. This is the first year that I've actually done Christmas cards, and I wanted to go over the Christmas card with you for those that didn't get one. Scooch on over. Gotta let them know.
I don't think anybody's here.
What?
Yeah.
I just saw somebody. They're behind the dumpster. I saw the chair.
Yeah.
Well, turn. Get out of here.
Goodness.
Gotta throw all that shit away. It's gross. The creeper. The dolly creeper. Huh? I guess so. Well, I got something to clean up. So anyways, but I think it's also the menopause and some other stuff that, you know, this was just a hard year. Babe, it's a change.
Mm-hmm.
It's like puberty, right? Except now your pubes are white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking gross critters.
Yeah,
So anyways, I was like, you know what? Let's go to Outback. We haven't been to Outback in like a year. I haven't been to Outback Steakhouse in a year. And I'll tell you right now, there's like way more subscribers than I had last year. Let me get to a quiet spot. So, but I'll tell you what I order. And if you guys want to piss off your local Outback Steakhouse server, you can, because it's funny. Just like on YouTube here, Sherry and I create polarization, and it's not that I mean to. It's just that I'm paying, so I think I should get what I want, right? Like if you like chocolate, fucking buy chocolate. If you like vanilla, buy vanilla. So, so when we go to Outback, we are on their Dine Rewards program, and I think it's every third one?
Yeah, every
third or fourth one,
mm-hmm.
you get like, is it $20 off, which doesn't go very far at Outback now. And one of the problems with our area is that a lot of the stores have been bought up by a corporate conglomerate investment group, and as soon as they came in, guess what happened? Fucking quality went down the shitter, and they started, you know, doing all that Trumpy stuff that Trump people do to their employees, you know, like they purposely understaff, which is shitty for the customer, and it's good for the server because then the server makes more tips. But of course, you know, here in Arizona, they still get like whatever it is, $2 an hour, some bullshit wage. It's terrible, but that, you know, whatever. That's a serving job in Arizona. I don't see. So it looks good on the camera. This lighting looks great. It's actually more gloomy than it looks. But so anyways, they have a 2 pork chop entree, and so you get the dual pork chops. And we learned from Alton Brown that you can get them cooked medium, and they are delicious. Pink in the middle. Yes, pork, pink in the middle. Like a medium, like a medium, and then a medium well is also good. It stays juicy. Otherwise, they overcook pork, and it's fucking dry, and it's rubbery and sucks. So let's see. No, we start with
Coconut shrimp.
coconut shrimp, the entree or the appetizer. They now at ours anyway. They have it's different at different locations. They have a small shrimp, which is like I think 4 or 5 pieces, and then they have a large one, which I think is 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so we get the 8 one, and we get double Omar, which in the computer that they use, Omar is short for orange marmalade. So if you want to sound cool at the Outback, just tell them extra Omar. So the other abbreviation they use is it's clarified butter. Like if you order whatever, you can order clarified butter with anything, but they call it lobster butter. So it's called LOB, like butt or something, like lob butt.
Lob butter.
Yeah. So, but it's lob butter. But and if you don't know what clarified butter is, it's the oh my God, it's the sacred vagina, God's vagina juice that you can eat. It's delicious. They're cleaning up this building. Oh shit! They took down the fencing. Good for them. Oh, they're gonna put a block wall. Very good. So, yeah. Well, when you're gonna sell a building for $2 million, then you know you got to do some shit to it. So, but okay. So yeah, we start out with the coconut shrimp with extra Omar, and we eat the bread. Oh, that's the other thing is we add brown sugar to the regular butter. And that is, oh my God, it's fucking delicious, especially when the bread is hot. You spread, oh my God, it's just amazing. And again, we would only go like once a month. It's not something that, you know, I recommend even once a week. It's very rich, very calorie dense. But then let's see what else. Okay, so double loaves of bread and with the butter with the brown sugar. And you can have them mix it in the back. That's actually preferred because otherwise you're gonna make a mess at the table. And it helps if the butter they use, of course, has been left out all day. It is in a refrigerated little like container. Oh, they gutted that gym. Doing something to it. New business starting out. Everybody using that PPP money. Oh, no, that's a, whoa, hey, stop. Got a urban encampment. Is this your stuff?
Huh?
Is this your stuff?
No.
Okay.
No, that's mine.
Okay.
Somebody put it in.
Yeah. I'll say something to somebody because this is not right. All right. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
What are you guys putting in?
Huh?
What are you putting in?
Right here?
Yeah.
It's for the, for the kids when just drinks too much or drug.
Oh, rehab.
Classic, yeah.
Huh? Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Thanks, bud. So a new rehab place. It's good. You know, the kids drink too much, do the drugs. That's good. All right, so double bread, sugar butter, loaves. Let's see what else. Oh, and the coconut shrimp, and of course, we split all this. This is otherwise it's just. I hate taking home food like that. Go ahead and stop. So we have the tourist people of the neighborhood. Tourist critters. Tourist critter couple. Yeah, so get to it. And we also order a side salad and then we split it. Which again, if you're just going in there and you're like seeing people for the first time, you're seeing a server for the first time, and you ask for this, remember, it's Outback, no rules, just right. So basically the idea is that the customer's always right. Not that I'm abusing it, but this is exactly what I want. If we order 2 salads, it's too fucking expensive. And it's too much salad. I don't want to get filled up on salad. I want a little bit of salad. So, and then we order that, what is it, extra everything, and then she gets 2 ranches on the side, and then I get 1 ranch and 1 tangy tomato. And then what you do is you put, I even give her a little bit of my ranch. So my ranch is like 3/4 full, and then you add like just a little quarter, 25% of the tangy tomato. You mix that up. It is fucking amazing. It's so delicious. It's like the best salad I've ever had. So then we eat that, and then by that time the coconut shrimp comes out, and then we eat that. And of course we've already ordered the entree, and the entree is the dual pork chop plate split. You can also have them debone it so that it cooks more evenly, because a lot of times the inexperienced cooks will hey bud. So inexperienced cooks will always overcook the pork, and so be prepared to reorder it. Again, this is just the way. Oh, Jesus Christ, they make such a fucking mess. No shits given. There we go, somebody else cruising. So each pork chop deboned, cooked medium. Then we get baked potato split with that's where we get the lobster butter. So she gets a side of sour cream, chives, and cheese, and then I just get the lobster butter. It's fucking great. And then I mash it up a little bit and then put it on there, and that is really good with the pork. Somebody's cleaning out shit. And then broccoli. We get the broccoli with it. Steamed broccoli, no butter. So because if you cook it with the butter, it's a little squishy. I mean, it's delicious, but it's like I want to eat like. Again, I think it's just a little too rich. That's all. And I'm already a fat guy, so. But let's see what else. That's my sensibility of control. No butter on the broccoli, but I'll take extra lobster butter for my fucking potato while I'm eating my big slab of pork. Yeah. So, but that's it. And then no dessert. Dessert. Yeah, it depends on how long we stay there. Like in past years, we go like during Super Bowl or when people are going to be preoccupied, so that way it's not so busy. So. But like tonight, it'll probably not be busy because there's not going to be a lot of people celebrating New Year's at the fucking Outback. Except for the Chandlers, they are. So, but let's see. Yeah, and that's it. And then sometimes we get they have a flourless brownie. What is it called? It's a flourless brownie. Thunder Down Under. And we get it with an extra scoop of ice cream, extra whip, and then they also have some pralines, which are like candied pecans that they can also sprinkle on top. Let me see if there's anybody here. Little bit, not too bad. Just mostly dummies throwing it over there, thinking there's trash. And if we're feeling really frisky and I have a ton of money just to blow, hey, get a job.
What was that?
That was Taz. That's Taz. He was over here at the biker thing. So Harley Davidson's got a dealership over here, and they invite people out once a month to come and, I don't know, commune and touch dicks or whatever they do. Anyways, let's see, what else? So and then we split that, and we still walk out of there paying like $50, $60, whatever it is. Again, it's usually only after I've had a really good day, and once a month. So, but that's what we order. That's what the Chandlers order, and if you want to try it, it's a fucking amazing experience for what they call casual. What do they call it? Casual dining, something like that. It's not quite a real sit-down restaurant, but it's better than fucking Applebee's. Jesus Christ. And it's better than Jack in the Box, and it's better than eating, fucking dry ramen over the sink. So, and the trick to that is to sprinkle the seasoning packet on the dry ramen, and then you flip it over to dump it over the sink, and you just kind of tap it, and the extra will come out, because otherwise it's a little too salty. But then you just eat it like a giant taco or something like that, and it's actually quite delicious. And growing up poor, we ate a lot of those, and then we also ate a lot of Totino's pizzas, which were like 69 cents at the grocery store. And me and my brother would cook one on each thing of the rack. I think he liked pepperoni, I like sausage. Or no, he would like combination. He's like, I like the meats. And then we fold them in half, and that would be called our taco pizza. So, but anyways, I wanted to share this with you. This is from 1993. And if anybody knows how to get a hold of Mark Gonzalez, the skateboarder and artist and shoe designer, he was, especially at the time, really turned me on to alternative art, also known as street art or outsider art, where someone has had no training. This was a collage. This is the holiday card. This is several copies of a, well, I don't know what you call it, like a spirograph. This was hand drawn by me in high school, and it was just something I came up with, and I put a bunch of them together on the copy machine. Sherry and I, this is when we were still dating, and it was our first Christmas together. And I was, you know, Sherry's the light of my life, and I felt really inspired, and I wanted to do something more me. And that's one of the things that we now really realize when we met each other, was that we both came from families that did not allow us to be who we want to be, right? That was like a luxury. And so being together, we were able to be more of ourselves. And I just had a talk with somebody about, he like had some criticism for me. It was like, you know, maybe you don't want to criticize other channels and this and that, and you'll have a more mainstream audience. I don't want a fucking mainstream audience. I've done work for soccer moms and dudes that drive the brosers, you know, the fucking jacked up trucks. Fuck that. I don't want, fuck those guys. I don't want them. Now in the future, when llamo becomes the thing that it's supposed to be, which is $1 billion brand, yeah, maybe I can open up a shop, and I certainly won't be there day to day, but I would definitely manage it, and then take rich people's money. Sure, yeah, let's go for that. But so anyways, in 1993, Sherry and I had met in the middle of May. We celebrate May 15th as our meeting, because I remember it was like a week before my brother's birthday, a week or so. And fuck, we fucked like 3 times on the first night. We were like hanging out in the driveway till 4 a.m. when my mom was getting up for work. She had a shitty sales job where she would sell like rubber gloves and dumb bullshit supplies to like dentists on the East Coast. And let's go into the neighborhood. It's getting chilly, Mama.
Okay.
And so this was about the time when I really started, I don't want to say learning about myself, but just definitely expressing myself more, because my mom was real laissez-faire with me. Like, at the time when I was 16, I had my own car. I paid for my own insurance. I was not on hers. You know, now my younger siblings, they got the fucking hand-me-down cars, and you know, whatever, they're losers. So, but that's fine. I don't know, Tazzie's. Oh, holy shit! Is that for me or you?
You.
Okay.
This
This is for you.
Thank you, sir.
That's for my neighbor.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm just on,
Yeah. I thought I was special. I thought Taz only helped me on the weekends. Nope. He's a good guy that helps fucking everybody. It's great. So yeah, so we're out there like sort of making out to like 4 a.m. in the driveway, and it's Arizona, so it's really nice weather, especially in May at night. And then Lenny comes out, and she's like, "Oh, hello, Patrick, you have a visitor." I was like, "Yeah, this is Sherry." And she's like, "Well, don't do anything I wouldn't do," or something. I don't know. She says some stupid shit like that. And then, of course, as soon as she leaves, I'm like, "All right." I'm like, "You want to continue this inside?" It's fucking great. But the best line of my dating era, which was only like, what, I was at the time I was like 19. So like, you know that moment in the date where you had a good time, and like you both already had sex before. It's not like you're a virgin or anything like that, but that's that awkward moment where you're not sure if you're going to go in for a kiss or not, and your heart kind of races. And so anyways, that moment came up in the date, and so I just was like, I'm going to play this fucking cool. So I lean back and I go, "You want to kiss the pad or what?" And of course it's a terrible joke, but it broke the ice, and yeah, then we started making out and having a good time. Oh, what'd they do? Just leave it. leaving shit, fucking McDonald's everywhere. So so then we started making out, and like I got her grabbing my baby leg, and she's like, yeah, let's go inside, get some dicking on it. And so we did. We got some dicking, and then like fucking woke up later, did some more dicking. Fucking, I was also 19, so I was just, was it piss and vinegar, right? Just full dumb, young, dumb, and full of cum. And she was 22. Yeah, you were 22.
Yeah.
So, but you know, we were both kind of losers because we both lived at home, and I had a job selling. I was a telemarketer selling. What is it? Septic tank additives, which you can make yourself. You can just use. I think it's what, yeast and brown sugar. Yeah. And you just flush that down your toilet once a month, and that's fine. But anyways, they had this thing that you can buy, and I'm like, I didn't even know what a septic tank was. And the guy was like explaining, he's like, oh, it's like in rural areas. And I was like, whatever, like I didn't care. It was like $7 an hour or something like that. And so anyways, after we fucking banged 3 times, she drove. It was me and Summer, right? Summer worked there too? Yeah.
I don't know. I guess Summer worked there.
Yeah. My younger sister, Summer, did you drive us both, or you just drove me?
I drove you both.
Oh, yeah, she drove us both. Oh, and then my sister, Summer, like makes this pass where she's like, oh, you have a visitor. And then it was like pretended that she didn't know somebody was there so that she could knock on the door and go, is Patrick? Oh, you have a visitor. Hi, I'm Summer, Patrick's sister, blah, blah, blah. So, and it was all funny and silly. But, yeah, after that night, Sherry and I really clicked, and we haven't been apart since. So, but that's when we celebrate. And then later I got, you can just pull up at the end of the park. That sounds good. Yeah, nice and quiet in the park. And then I was going into the Air Force at the time, and I had a window that wasn't until like October?
Something like that.
Something like that. And I didn't know any better. The fucking recruiter lies to you. Even the Air Force recruiter will lie to you. But she said some chick fucking twisted her ankle and couldn't go to basic. And yeah, and I think that was the motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was October before her birthday, and Simon LeBon's is 27. Yeah, and hers is the 28th of October. But so anyways, I got the call that said, hey, do you want to go early, right? And I had to leave like February 10th, I think was my sign-in date, or to go through MEPS. And so I had a silver ring that my dad had sent me because he was in prison for white-collar bullshit, fucking land deals and multi-million-dollar bullshit. Anyways, he sent me like this prison ring. He said he made it. I doubt he made it. But anyway, he sent it, and that's the only ring that I could afford and I had. And so I used that to propose to her. And she said yes. So that was magic. And then on February 7th, we got married. And then 3 days later, I was gone. And I had to go to basic. So, but that was a very special time, 1993, 1994. And so that's where I came up with this. So this was an ad in probably Thrasher magazine or Trans World at the time. That was also an ad. Supa-J was my DJ name, short for Super Jugs. It was a joke between my brother and I, because there's this couple, or this dude that my mom dated, and he had a couple of boys that we really connected with, and we connected with, and one of them was the younger kid. His name was Kyle, and at the time he was like, I guess he was like a really chubby kid, and then he like lost weight, so he had like big tits, and which for like a 10-year-old, that's kind of an odd thing. But so it was just a joke that we used to call him Big Jugs, and we'd squeeze his tits whenever we'd see him on the weekends or whatever, and we would skateboard. But my brother Tyson had a girlfriend, what was her name? I forgot. Oh my God, she was like 14, had huge tits, fucking great. And what was it? So anyway, that girl called. I forget her name. Fuck, it's on the tip of my tongue. She called for Tyson, and I go, "Hey, Big Jug's called," and he's like, "Kyle?" And I go, "No, your girlfriend." And so it was a funny joke between my brother and I, because he was like, because that's what we called Kyle. We called him Big Jugs, and it was his girlfriend, and he's like, "Who you calling Big Jugs?" And my brother and I had this like wrestling thing where we'd like wrestle with one another, and so he came up and he's like, "Who you calling Big Jugs?" Oh, and he started squeezing my tits like he's the fucking macho man. He's like, "Oh, look at these big tits. Oh, I'm gonna lick them. I'm gonna jizz all over them." So, but that's that. Sometimes I do it with you guys, where I express that and I kind of pretend and play that. That was the thing with me and my brother. And you can. What's great is I loved the movie 21 Jump Street with Channing and Jonah Hill, and there's a little bit of that in there, and I love that, and that was one of the inspirations for my movie project that I'm planning. But anyways, so I became DJ Supa-J, and I think I still have supajug.com and a bunch of other related .coms, like 200 URLs. Here's the inside, and if you haven't received one, this is what you're missing. And again, it's not just a Christmas card; it's a holiday extravaganza. So it's you can celebrate. Like even in 1993, I was trying to, like, that was the beginning of being PC and fucking green for Mother Earth. Fuck Mother Earth right in the butthole. But there's Mark Gonzalez, and then this was the chick. I was a fan of. My new account doesn't follow him. Oh my God, I forgot his name. He's a skateboarder and photographer. I'll put a link to it in the description. But he skated for New Deal, and his skateboard was the one that I bought. It was a vertical ply skateboard, which was quite odd. Anyways, I can't think of his name, but anyway, that's some of the stuff with the pelicans. That's my drawing of the little bunny man, and then that's a modified version of a pirate version of him. And then this girl was a skateboard graphic that I think was also New Deal, and it was the Pinball Wizard. It was a little girl. It was a spin on that. And so what I did was I cut out the middle, and if you can read it, it says Summer loves Scotty. So because my little sister Summer loved this guy, Scotty Stapley, who was like much older than her, but they were like best buds, and they just loved to smoke weed and get drunk. My sister would drink Dr. Pepper and 151, Bacardi 151. Which is like, it's like gasoline. I don't drink. And weed makes me feel weird, so I don't do that. This is one of my, when I first saw this is Mark Gonzalez's work. This is Trick and Deceived. He may try and get your sympathy. I had no idea what it meant, and it's fucking weird, but I liked it, and I couldn't figure out why. This is Dudes 3. This is my work. You can see that on my Instagram, Patrick David Chandler. On Instagram, and then that's my little guy. That's another one, the ATM snot remover. Where is it at? There it is. So you can see it. That's Mark Gonzalez's work. When he did ATM Click with, what was his name? Chad. I forgot. Anyways, he's like one of the 3 black guys that was actually in the professional skateboarding community. But anyways, Mark Gonzalez did ATM Click with him, and then there's Sherry, and then I added a little tongue and some elf ears, and I said, "Dare to keep your kids off jugs," because Sherry has a nice rack. And then that's me. I don't know if I have that picture. I added the chest hair because I was fucking bare chested, and then I have these things that, like, I got this bed, this 4-post bed from my mom after her mom died. And it was hilarious because she was like, "You can have a good bed." I go, well, because my bed was on fucking milk crates, which I didn't think was too bad, especially if you put a duvet on there or whatever, skirt. And I would use it for storage as well. But my mom thought it was pretty hillbilly, and the reason why she left Lexington was so she wasn't so hillbilly. So, but so she gives me Grandma Huff's bed, and the mattress too, and she came in and supervised. Oh shit, Hayden's probably taken off. So let's head on back. So there was this joke between my mom and I where I'm prepping the mattress to use, and my mom has real bad OCD about germs, and she comes in, she's like she didn't even have to say the words, like I already knew. And I go, you want me to make sure I clean the mattress real well? And she's like, yeah, because your grandma. And I'm like, you don't have to. And I go, you want me to get all the dead grandma off there? She like laughed and cried at the same time. It was a good little bonding moment between us, because there was many moments that were not shared by her and I, my mom and I. There's only a couple of key moments in our lives where she let down her guard and would actually be human and be kind. But at the time I didn't know she was a sociopath with borderline personality disorder. So I forgive her. I just don't want to be around her. So, so anyways, that's the joke. Like, she wanted me to wash off the dead grandmas, and then that's where Sherry and I lived together in secret while my mom, because the hours my mom worked, Sherry got to stay. Get on.
I am.
Get on. Sherry was staying in my room, and then she would sneak out after my mom left for work, and she would park on the neighborhood over for her little Subaru car. And I think that was it that Christmas? Yeah, like I had hung Christmas lights in the bedroom, and I slept by the window because I was always hot. And so sometimes I would open it up or whatever. Let me go grab Hayden real quick. But yeah, that was the time when I don't know. I guess I was real gassy. And you have one of those farts, and I was just farting and opening the window and farting out the window, and that was one of the things that we liked about each other, because we could fart around one another, because it was so socially unacceptable not to do that. Hayden, where you at? There he is. Okay. Sorry, we went on a cruise. Don't step in the mud. Right in the mud. Oh my God. Fucking retard.
Basically.
All right. You want to say anything to YouTubes? Yeah.
Two in the pink, one in
That's
the
right.
stink.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Handy's not hate.
That's right. Handy's not hate. All right. Text me how many hours.
5.5.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Have a good one.
You too. Happy New Year. So, I don't know what I ate. Probably my mom's chili. Do you want chili Cincinnati style? Chili Cincinnati style is just chili over spaghetti. So there's chili Cincinnati style. So anyways, I was feeling real gassy. I was farting out the window, and I just had a big one, and I like pulled the cheek, and it was that kind of fart where you don't hear nothing, because I didn't want to make a lot of noise, wake my mom or anything like that. And I shit the bed, which is, I actually recommend shitting the bed while you're dating, because it's a real good, litmus test to find out if somebody really likes you. And so I had to wake Sherry up, and that was a little awkward, because I'm like, hey babe, wake up, and then I'm like, don't roll over. She's like, why? It's like, because I shit the bed. And so we get up, we got to change the sheets, all that kind of stuff, and then be quiet so we don't wake Lenny, because Lenny's sleep is so important. And yeah, and then we still stuck together, and we've been together ever since. But I'll finish the rest of this. So here in the light of my beautifully lit garage, wires everywhere. I don't give a shit. It's fucking great. That's a little guy that I drew. That, of course, that's probably a self-portrait. Well, you like the chicken feet? There you go. And let's see. There's me. And then, so this is a photo. This is a photocopy of a photograph that I took of my brother wearing my sister's glasses. My sister had really bad vision, and so she had like Coke bottle glasses and a lazy eye, and she had to get braces. Like she was like the bad sperm, and or bad egg or whatever it was. And she was left-handed. Like we used to tease her because the rest of us didn't need glasses, and we were all brown hair, blue-eyed, and right-handed. So we all used to make fun of her that she was like somebody in the ward, somebody in the church, secret baby, secret lover, or anything like that. But so that was me making fun of my brother, and I wanted to put my brother in, my brother my brother Tyson in here, and I gave him muscles and dancing shoes. And then that was some chick from the ad. I think that's the head of that drawing. And then more pelicans, and then that's another drawing from Mark Gonzalez. There's Mark Gonzalez, and that's also Mark Gonzalez, and then more pelicans. And that's it. And so what I do is I basically just fill this area with sentiment, usually something pretty gross, like may Gonzo bless you with hot, steamy, creamy ropes of love and joy this year. So, but, and if you want one of those, again, just text me with your name and your shipping address, and I'll add you to the phone. Of course, I'm adding you to the mailing list, but I want to be like Louis C.K. and make sure that I have your consent before I start spamming the shit out of you. So, and like Louis said, even if you get consent from somebody, if you want to masturbate in front of them, and you're asked them, are you sure I can do this? Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. So don't masturbate in front of other people. But I love you guys. Have a happy new year. We are going to head to the Outback and have our meal. And thank you so much for your support. This has been one of the best years ever for Robot and for our new brand, BlackJackAudio. It's going to be a great year. Remember the cutoff for the GONZO Jr. project. Again, that's just a promotion thing. I was telling somebody about that today, of course, it's like a Kickstarter. Because at the time I needed your money to help pay for it, but I also want to, follow through. Even though I don't need the money for it now, I still want to follow through and give people the opportunity to have a leg up on audio equipment, to get it really cheap. That's the whole point of Robot. And so you can still get that. The cutoff is all the way through January 10th. And the reason why we picked January 10th was because Chinese New Year is right around the 15th. It's not an exact date in China. Sometimes people just start like leaving the office and leaving their jobs, and there's a lot of people traveling, and so the trains get really full, and they if they have a job in the city, they travel home, and they are the richest person in their family. Even though it's some shitty factory job at Foxconn where there's nets to catch people from committing suicide. So, but again, I think you should study CNY, Chinese New Year, and see how they celebrate. And it's more than just fucking all the dumb shit with like candles and all that kind of stuff. They eat dogs too and all that stuff in some places, but whatever. There's more than one way to live a life, and I think it's really important to study the people that are making all of your shit and have some respect for them. And they really are the factory of the world. And I appreciate their hard work and everything they do. They help me live a life that I could not otherwise do on my own. Like I could not do this even 20 years ago on my own, let alone 30 or 40 years ago. And because of them and because of the internet and all this technology, I'm able to do all this by myself. So for the most part. But again, I love you guys. Thank you very much. GONZO Jr. I've already put the half down, so they've already started production. I do want to entertain anybody that wants to do a large purchase, like for TI frames, because like what happened with Lord of Bass is George I think he just bought what was available, where I'm a little more picky and I can wait more. And so I want the traditional TI frame because I think there's still a market for those rather than Scott Atwell's version, which again uses the 135 and 155 millimeter bolt hole circles. This would be a traditional one with the 127 and the 160 millimeter. So, but anyways, I'll do more technical stuff as you guys ask questions and stuff like that. There's a couple of tech questions that came up also about passive crossovers that I can talk about. Oh, that was the other one. Home theater. Creating a surround sound. This is, of course, 1994 or 95 when I came up with this. Creating a complete home theater surround with a 2-channel amplifier. And at the time I had like a Punch 60 that I got for $50 from some guy that wasn't into car audio. And I was like, yeah, I'll give you $50 for it. So and then I used it for like 2 years as a home amplifier. And then I sold it for like $200. So it's fucking great. Anyways, I love you guys. I will talk to you later. There's 40 minutes of your life gone by. Hopefully you take the treasure and the gold that I've given you and you run with it.